In the far north of Alaska, 3 new baby moose enter the world. One moose finds itself in an unforgiving wilderness. The other 2 find themselves in the bewildering bustle of the suburbs. But in whatever landscape they call home, they'll face enemies, brutal conditions, unimaginable odds, and even each other. It's an epic journey for these 3 little moose, who will one day grow from tiny to titan. Deep in the Alaskan wilderness sits diamond-crowned Denali. At over 20,000 feet high, it's the tallest mountain in the Americas. Beneath its towering peaks lives the moose. A giant, gangly, and somewhat awkward beast. For all its impressive size and power, the moose is a bit, well, odd. Its legs seem far too spindly to hold up its massive body. It needs a huge hump of muscles on its back to hold up its amazing headgear. Antlers, which can weigh up to 70 pounds. That's like having the weight of an entire Labrador Retriever on your head. Its long, horsey head ends in an impressive snout that looks a little like a camel's. And then, there's the sack of skin that hangs from its neck. It's called a bell, but no one knows whether it's for intimidating rivals or impressing females. 6 feet tall at the shoulder, with neck and head reaching up to 8 feet, the largest bulls can weigh almost a ton. But you have to be more than just big to survive in Alaska. If predators sneak up, a moose can run off at up to 35 miles an hour. Those are some scrawny legs that can move. They're actually members of the deer family, the largest deer on Earth. But even as big and unique as they are, being a moose is no laughing matter. Winter is almost here, and in these parts, it hits hard. It's time to fill up and stockpile fat. The moose's name is quite suiting. It comes from the Algonquin word mose, meaning twig eater. Young leaves and twigs of willow and birch are their favorite foods. They enjoy the treat while they can. When the snow and ice come, their tender twigs all but disappear. Crunchy bark and pokey needles will be all that's left. And twigs aren't all that's disappearing. This is the time of year when the bull's antlers fall off. They won't be gone forever, though. Each spring they grow them back, sprouting bigger, more impressive racks every year. Talk about an exhausting endeavor. But the moose need all of the help they can get in the winter. And a little less baggage can't hurt. It's a desperate time for everyone. The season takes its toll. Predators, cold, and starvation will take many of Denali's oldest and youngest moose. But when it finally comes to an end, and the land begins to thaw, it's a spectacular sight. Springtime in Alaska is vibrant and gorgeous. The once frozen land explodes with color. And trees everywhere sprout the moose's favorite tender shoots, turning the forest into a delicious smorgasbord. This is the life. For everyone, that is, except the nearly one-year-old yearlings. This little guy is about to set off on his own, all alone. For nearly a year, Mom has stayed by his side for company and protection. But now, a baby brother is on the way, and Mom needs a little peace and quiet from her raucous young one. And it's no use throwing tantrums. He's off on his own now. Finally, the moment is here. A baby is on its way. After almost 8 months in the calm of the womb, the calf is about to enter the wild world of Denali. A slippery newborn makes a shaky entrance. He's a quick learner, though, and within minutes, he's up on his feet. Mother offers encouraging licks and some loving nuzzles. Little does this calf realize, his life is about to get a whole lot tougher. With bears, wolves, and an unforgiving environment, almost half of moose calves don't even survive past their first few weeks. But it's not just big bad bears moose have to worry about. Man has staked claim on moose country as well. Welcome to Anchorage, Alaska's largest city, and seasonal home to a remarkable number of moose. Like people, the moose simply follow the highways into the burbs. Moose sometimes seem as common as speed bumps. Yet they still seem to turn heads wherever they go. Even when they get into a little mischief.
Oh no, get him! He's gonna eat all my hyacinths.
In this snug backyard, a suburban mother moose has just given birth to twins. She's instinctively on guard to predators. These domesticated dogs don't seem nearly as dangerous as their wild wolf cousins. To the moose, city life might actually be a bit luxurious. If you can ignore the strange roaring machines. The vegetation along cities' roads is an all-you-can-eat buffet, and predators tend to avoid the commotion of the city. But then, out of nowhere, away from the highways, the suburbs are less dangerous, but equally bewildering. A few days old, the twins are doing well. Though these man-made forests can be quite confusing. Sometimes you just need a little human kindness.
Right now, if you go right now, I can't see her. She's around the other side.
But a kind gesture can still turn dangerous when a mother is separated from her calf.
Okay.
The little moose twins might get into trouble, but their cuteness seems to save them. There's always a puzzle to solve for the urban moose. Every day is an exciting new challenge.
Stay out.
One could say they're curious
He is just swimming around.
and quite persistent. But don't let their comical looks deceive you. The gentle moose can be unpredictable and dangerous. When startled or teased, moose have trampled people, even killed them. Anchorage isn't the only city that lives with moose mayhem. Moose live all around the Northern Hemisphere. Resourceful and adaptable, they have spread all across Asia, the Americas, and Europe. In countries like Norway, the moose population is exploding. More and more of the animals are showing up in towns and cities. And experts fear the forests can no longer support the animals. They are spilling out onto the roads and causing all sorts of dangerous situations. It's estimated that well over 10,000 moose collisions occur annually around the world. But, back in Anchorage, the moose family isn't too concerned about the passing traffic. They enjoy a backyard stroll, sampling the best garden goodies the neighborhood has to offer. Maybe their garden destruction is tolerated, all because of those irresistible young ones. They're just too darn adorable. But in Alaska, no one can afford to take Mother Nature lightly. The city-dwelling moose might think they're safe from their natural predators. But when hungry enough, a brave bear will still venture towards the concrete jungle. Especially when he catches the scent of some fresh calves. The mother and twins are completely oblivious to this unexpected danger. Both are out of their element. But luckily for the moose, the bear decides he's had enough of this loud and crazy human world. At least for now. The moose family heads back to their favorite backyard for bedtime. Meanwhile, summer has come to Denali National Park, bringing with it almost round-the-clock daylight. In summer, the sun barely even sets, temperatures are warm, and food is everywhere. Our wild calf of Denali has grown a bit, and is now sturdier on his feet. His life seems much different than his urban cousins. Bears and other predators are everywhere. He's lucky he survived the most dangerous of times, the first few days after birth. Now, every week that goes by, his chances of survival grow. But he's not out of the woods yet. predators may kill up to 50% of his calf friends before the end of the year. The little guy must rely on his species' super moose powers, his highly heightened senses. His eyesight may not be perfect, but he can move his eyeballs independently for a 360-degree view, even directly behind him. And that giant snout houses an ultra-sharp sense of smell. Millions of dedicated nerve endings can catch the faintest whiff of an unwelcome guest. With constantly swiveling ears, the moose can pick up the slightest rustle. Without the element of surprise, even a wolf has a hard time taking on Mother Moose. One of the most surprising things about the moose is its love for water. They might be a little clumsy on land, but in the water, they are completely at home. Graceful even. But this isn't just a cool dip in the pool. They've discovered there's a gold mine of grub beneath these waters. Snapping their nostrils shut to keep out water, the moose chows down. Moose can hold their breath for up to a minute, and they can uproot plants as deep as 18 feet. Now that is an Olympic swimmer. If you're in search of 60 pounds of food a day like these guys, there's nothing like a nice swim to cool you off in the process. Throughout the spring and summer, something peculiar will happen to the males or bulls of the moose family. Almost like an alien life form, little buds start poking out of their skulls. These are their antlers. They will grow as fast as 3 inches a week, some of the quickest growing body tissue in all mammals. A layer of fuzzy skin helps their racks grow to enormous sizes. It feels kind of like velvet and is very delicate and sensitive, packed with loads of nerves and blood vessels. It may discourage bulls from fighting until their antlers are fully grown and hardened. A moose's antlers are the largest of any mammal in the world. When the antlers have finished growing, the velvet needs to come off, just in time for the mating season. The bulls rub their antlers against trees and rocks to get the velvet off. The sharp points of the antlers emerge first, a glimpse of what's to come. As the mating season approaches, velvet rubbing becomes a full-time job. Despite the chilly, misty mornings of early fall, things in Mooseland are just heating up. A bull looking for a mate shows off his remarkable antler rack. He rattles them against the vegetation to impress both the cows and other bulls alike. Females start to gather, intrigued by the display. The male has the cow's full attention. An especially impressive beast can be quite a draw, sparking a competition among the females. Unlike other members of the deer family, it's not just the males who will battle it out for their chosen suitor. spats among the females can get downright ugly. This male, having proved his irresistibility to so many females, becomes choosy himself. Maybe even a bit cocky. He chases off a less desirable female, much to her dismay. At 1,500 pounds, 7 feet high at the shoulder, with a 6-foot antler rack, this is one of the baddest bulls on the range. It's no wonder the cows find him attractive. But there's trouble on the horizon. A younger and equally impressive bull. The challenger approaches, waving his great antlers from side to side. The master responds. A little intimidation usually goes a long way, and the challenger will often back down without a fight. But not this time. The males stare each other down like prize fighters, circling and eyeing for an opening. Neither backs down. Finally, they clash. With equally matched bulls, the battle may last up to a half an hour or more. But the older bull soon gains the upper hand. He batters the challenger without mercy. And the contest abruptly comes to an end. The champion returns to the females. The contender has paid a price for his boldness: a wounded leg. In this unforgiving place, a wounded leg is not welcome news. Meanwhile, the victor will continue to work his charms on the cows. It's an annual ritual here in the Valley of Denali, which will bring another batch of baby moose next spring. Whether born in the wild, or amongst the humans and their steel machines, it takes strong will, strength, and a lot of luck to survive this crazy world. But these moose are doing it, and they're even growing in numbers. The next time you're up north, keep your eyes out and your distance. You never know if there's a moose around the corner.